Halloween is my favorite holiday. My birthday is October 29th, so when I was a kid, I used to have Halloween-themed birthday parties. All the kids would come dressed in costumes, there was a spooky piñata, and we all got candy. And then 2 days later, we got more candy. The town I used to live in had an annual haunted hayride. It was an event hosted by the fire department to raise money. And what better way to raise money than volunteer labor? When October came around, I used to spend my weekends getting dressed up and volunteering for this event. My school wasn't requiring me to do community service or anything, I just did it. So this was how it worked. You showed up 1 or 2 hours early. If you came dressed up, cool, you're ready, just hang out. If not, you went into the costume trailer, picked out a costume, got your makeup done, then cool, you're ready, just hang out. There was no real payoff to this. Volunteers were compensated with whatever cold concession food was left over at the end of the night, and maybe the satisfaction of making a grown man squeal. I don't remember how organized this whole thing actually was. There were no group meetings, no team huddles. You literally just showed up. Oh, you're here. All right, now go scare people. I don't remember signing any papers. I wasn't registered. No one knew my name or my mom's name in case I died. Safe. Usually, I went with my sister and one other friend. There were over a dozen stations you could be assigned to. We were almost always assigned to the stations with little to no decorations or props. So essentially, it was just 3 14-year-olds versus a wagon full of paying customers. I wonder if anyone ever asked for a refund. A tractor would come by once every 5 or 10 minutes, so there was a lot of downtime. Which means we had time to get creative. Scaring people is hard. When someone isn't expecting to get scared, that's when it's easiest. Okay, so like when you're minding your own business and someone sneaks up behind you, that's scary because you're not prepared for it. When you pay X amount of money for you and your bratty kids to get your scream on, oh, you're ready. Your expectations are high. You're gonna leave a bad review on Yelp. What I hated most was when some little kid would get up in your face and say, "You're not scary, haha, I'm not scared." And I kinda get it because when you're like really, really young, you tend to go through that uppity rebellious phase where you try to make yourself seem bigger and badder than you really are because you crave control and respect, and your childhood and prepubescent years are when you're most vulnerable to the forces of a merciless world that can and will swallow you whole. Scary, right? My sister told me her favorite thing was terrifying those kinds of kids and how satisfying it was to watch their faces twist up in fear. My sister really dislikes children, and yet she works at a child's amusement park. One of the stations had a guillotine prop, which was the main attraction of that area, and it was broken. There was also a backlight which made me glow since I was wearing all white. I'm a glow stick. My sister thought I looked like a statue, which I did if I stood perfectly still. I decided to pose like a prop when a tractor came by. Most people assumed I was inanimate, so when I suddenly moved and let out a blood-curdling scream, so good. I volunteered for this event for 2 Octobers. The last time I volunteered was different. For several reasons. For once, we actually got a good station. There was this tunnel full of strobe lights and black lights, full of creepy props, music, sound effects, like the whole shebang. I think the theme was crazy clowns. There were 2 guys that would circle the tractor with chainsaws and sometimes jump up onto the wagon. You know, to really complete that scare. We wanted to avoid the strobe lights because that's just nauseating after several hours. So my sister and I would chill by the front. We were like the pre-scare, like the appetizer. Let's say there was about 6 or 7 of us there. I don't want to say he was weird because that's kind of mean. I didn't know him. No one in our group seemed to like him that much, if only because he was acting kind of annoying. And he was getting risky with his scares. Jumping around a moving tractor in the dark, turns out is actually kind of dangerous. You might know where this is going. My sister and I were doing our own thing, and suddenly a few people at our station started freaking out. A certain someone just got ran over by a tractor. This dude thought it was a good idea to lay down in the dirt in the general path of the tractor, and there aren't many outcomes to this scenario. I think most of them just end with getting hit by a tractor. Okay, I think in his mind, he was just gonna lay there like a dead person, then spring up and spook people. Except what happened is that he almost became a dead person. Safe. Upon a simple Google search, I discovered that people participating in this event are now required to sign a form and have an ID card. This is probably why. He was brought to the hospital, but before anyone in my group was allowed to go home, we had to talk to the police. The police were there to interview us kids and confirm that this was an accident, that nobody pushed him. Mistake. Accident. 1 in the AM and it was finally my turn to talk to the police officer. Wow, my first interview. I hadn't even been interviewed for a job yet, and here I was being interviewed for an attempted murder. I was brought into a dark and dinky trailer, and everything I said was recorded onto a tape. I was asked basic questions about what had happened, and at the very end, the officer asked me, "Did you push him?" I sat there for a second. I obviously didn't do it, but I could say yes. If I said yes right now, the course of my life would be forever changed. If I said yes, would I go to juvie? Would I go to grown-up jail? I'd be like, yeah, I totally pushed him. If I say yes, I don't have to go to school tomorrow. Ooh, I could talk to a judge. No. Okay, kid, happy Halloween. And that's the story of how I got away with attempted murder. I'm re-recording this outro because I sound too bummed out in the other one. I'm still sad right now, but when I talk in this tone of voice, how could one ever tell? It took me 6 months to finish this video. It does not look like 6 months of work, but it was 6 long months of struggling and battling with my brain. I barely uploaded last year, I lost a lot of subscribers, and I have very little money. I kind of have no choice but to upload more often now. I've decided to broaden my horizons a little. I'm still gonna make animations here and there. I struggle to call them animations, but I don't know what else to call them. What do I call this? But yeah, I'm just gonna do new stuff. Like whatever I want. My channel is called Alistair Casey. It doesn't specify anything, it's just my name. I have to stop being scared that people are gonna get bored if I try different things. If you're new to my channel, thank you for watching this video. And if you've been here a while and decided to stay this long, thank you for supporting me, especially during the down times. I just filmed a new video over the weekend, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. I just need to edit it now, so stay tuned. Bye. Be good.